Without truth, there is no life to honor. Without love, no reason to live. There's still time to change in humane behavior and to learn all that we should give. This world is not our own, we're just the lights and custodians to guide and feed our children's needs. Yet we fill their hearts with hate alone and show no direction. We daily kill the plants, we throw away the seeds. There's a missing generation out there. Who cares?
Find them. We better find them.
They are dying, disappearing everywhere. Who cares?
Find them. We better find them. Somebody better pray. Somebody better pray. There's a missing generation, and soon if we don't find them, they're surely going to find us one day. There's a missing generation, and soon if we don't find them, there'll be no generation to care.
In this world of overriding ambition, in this world where money must rule, hearts of rock washed in blood and corruption, fire that only kindness can cool. Those cries that fill the night shout out for love and salvation. Are we to hear yet turn and walk away? Or should we stand with hands outstretched to show protection and boldly still the fears that make them stray? There's a missing generation out there. Who cares?
Find them. We better find them.
They are dying, disappearing everywhere. Who cares?
Find them. We better find them. Somebody better pray. Somebody better pray. There's a missing generation, and soon if we don't find them, they're surely going to find us one day. There's a missing generation, and soon if we don't find them, there'll be no generation to care.
Look behind every sound of thunder. Search beneath every mound of dust. There you'll find the price of our behavior, hiding from the cause of their hurt. Look how there goes another lonely son or daughter, with unshed tears and smiles we've never seen. Let's all reach out and snatch just one from their destroyer and change that heart to one that's pure and clean. There's a missing generation out there. Who cares?
Find them. We better find them.
They are dying, disappearing everywhere. Who cares?
Find them. We better find them. Somebody better pray. Somebody better pray. There's a missing generation, and soon if we don't find them, they're surely going to find us one day. There's a missing generation, and soon if we don't find them, there'll be no generation to care.
With one touch there is so much to offer. Feel the hearts of those yet unborn. See the smiles, hear the joyful laughter of the generation to come. Let's join our hearts and dream our dreams like our ancestors, striving the hungry mouths and minds to feed. For this last chance to touch the soul of our creation, let's fill the ground, help to prepare the seed. There's a missing
Somebody better pray. Somebody better pray. There's a missing generation, and soon if we don't find them, they're surely going to find us one day. There's a missing generation, and soon if we don't find them, there'll be no generation to care.
Somebody better pray, somebody. Somebody better pray, somebody. Tears and blood flow together in a land called paradise. Yet we close our eyes to the lost, the dead, and shattered lives. Honesty is in short supply. Truth has taken a name change, and the people standing by as if they're hypnotized. While fathers kill their sons, their daughters, and their wives. Shame on a nation that can't protect its women and its children. On a people who see the youth as a curse, not a blessing. Shame, 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 shame on a nation. Shame, shame, shame. Are you prepared for when the sins of the parents start to fall on the children? Are you prepared for when the sins of the parents start to fall on the children? You better make preparation. You better make preparation. You better make preparation. We are there. We are there. We are there. Greed and hate walk united in this place called paradise, and the hungry wait just for crumbs to better make preparation. You better make preparation. You better make preparation. Shame, shame, shame. Right, shame on our nation. Shame, 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 shame. Shame on our people. Shame, shame, shame. Shame on the mothers and the fathers. Shame, 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 shame. That would change the situation. Shame, 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 shame. Walking through life crowded highway, shivering and cold, caught between the lost and hopeless, leading to their goal. Children falling by the wayside, parents well aware that we could reverse this strange tide if we only care. Where are the people of conscience? Where are to turn this wheel around? Where are the people of conscience? Are there any to be found? Oh la la, here they come. Pray to their material gods. Here they come. Pray to their material gods. Whoa. Here they come. Here they come. Pray to their material gods. Everywhere I look for substance in this given land, I am blinded by the green light shining in their hand, beckoning me to a vision of false paradise, whispering their words so sweetly, smiling through their lies. Where are the people of
Good night to you, Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique.
conscience?
Once again, it is time for Talking Points. My name is Sheldon Scott, here with you up until the 10 o'clock hour.
With a vision and no fear.
Yes, it is Talking Points.
Where are the people of conscience? To show their stand and fear. Oh la la, here they come.
Yeah, seeing like I have to make an adjustment. Yeah.
Bring to them material gods. Here they come. Bring to them material gods. Ooh,
It's just one of those days once again. Say a special good night to those of you joining us via We Noise Radio. Those of you joining us via One Soca Radio. Those of you on the YouTube. Those of you on the Facebook. We say a special good night to you. Let me say good night to the Vidas. Miss Vida Sylvester, good night to you. Miss Vida Victor Bruno. I haven't said a good night to her for a very long time. Good night to you. Reserve a special good night for you, Mr. Hudson Macphill. We know what you're going through at this point in time. Our prayers are with you and the entire family. Ansel, Richard, the entire family.
I have seen the fierce and hungry
Yeah, we have to ask ourselves, why do people have conscience? Yeah.
people of the street. I have faced the
Camille Teresa Scott, good night to you.
bold and empty.
Mommy George, good night to you.
Eyes that never
Martin and Miss V, good night to you.
sleep.
Mr. and Mrs. Crookshank,
Scattered through these concrete jungles, homeless and alone.
Patty and Matthew, good night to you. Matthew!
Naked on their queen-size cardboards.
One of the most lovely couples I like to see. Mr. Adrian Watts and Mrs. Watts, good night to both of you.
Maggots fill their bones. Where are the people of
all my new National Party parliamentarians. Good night to each and every one of you.
To feed this growing man.
We know we have several NDC parliamentarians that make sure they tune in nightly. We say good night to you all as well.
Where are the people of conscience with the memory of their past? Oh, la la, here they come. Bring to them material glass. Oh, la la, here they come. Bring to them material glass.
And folks, you know, I like playing the thing and them now, you know, so let me see if I can get them up here early and out of the way. Nice, yeah, I think that is them here. Yeah, let me play these for you. Starting with, all right, no, you're supposed to be big. Nice, right, that's what you're supposed to be. Good, nice.
WeNoise TV at 929-445-4463, or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com. WeNoise TV, the leading streaming provider. Anytime, anywhere, any screen. Access to your favorite HD contents with prices as low as ever. Choose from monthly, quarterly, or yearly payments. This worldwide service is flexible for you to keep up with all your favorite programs, shows, movies, and local programming from home no matter where you travel to. Worldwide TV channels right at your fingertips wherever you are. Latest in live sports, binge watch all your favorite TV shows, movies on demand, videos on demand. You can pause, rewind, fast forward anytime. Never miss 1 minute in entertainment important to you. No contracts, no added prices for sports or premium packages. We certainly don't have to pull tricks like cable and satellite companies. Our product speaks for itself and beyond. WeNoise TV. We have everything like Netflix, Disney, Amazon. Watch your favorite movies, TV shows, and series with our services. With our service, you will get rid of all other subscriptions. For more information, contact WeNoise TV at 929-445-4463, or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com.
Fitness Revolution 11 2025, 16 days of fun, fitness, laughter, energy. I just want to encourage everybody to come down to both Tantin, Old Trafford playing field, and Monroe's Granans for our eventful fun, fitness, and giveaways. Fitness Revolution 11, one and all. See you there.
Are you ready to take your brand to the next level? Look no further than the Chameleon Design Studios, the creative powerhouse behind Key Central and dozens of standout brands across Grenada and beyond. From web designs, animations, and motion graphics to custom video productions, we bring your visions to life with unmatched efficiency and professionalism. Need a logo? Logo design starts at just $1,500. And our starter pack includes brochures, call cards, and letterheads. Whether you're launching a new business, revamping your identity, or telling your story visually, Chameleon Design Studios is the new face of designs. Call us now at 1473-422-8601 or scan that QR code. Follow us on Instagram at Chameleon_473. Let's communicate. Call us today.
Hi, I'm Jelani Gleam, new National Party caretaker for the constituency of St. Patrick West. Over the weekend, Sunday to be exact, we were again greeted with disheartening news of another shooting incident in the Wall Street area in St. George's, in which 5 persons were injured and reports of 1 person succumbing to the injuries, losing their lives. Firstly, I would like to extend condolences to the families, loved ones, and friends of the deceased, and do wish those who are currently recovering from the injuries a speedy recovery. This is one incident too many, and I think it's time that we all take a stand together to address the issue of violence, particularly amongst our young people. In a spate of recent injuries, we've seen persons dying from stabbing incidents in the Grenada area, St. David recently. And in the past, we've been greeted with a slew of gun-violent injuries and loss of life, including right here in St. Patrick West in the Montridge area, in which a young man lost his life. All of these injuries leaves our families broken, mothers weeping for their children, families for loss of loved ones, and friends never to see their loved ones again. We have to take a stand and say no to gun violence. I am making an appeal to our young men in particular to find another way. Put the weapons down. Think. Consider. It is not only the victims of gun violence that loses every time one dies. It is also the persons committing those crimes. Their loved ones also feel the impact of it and themselves losing opportunities for a brighter future. Do not allow anger in a moment to distract you, to cause you to lose the opportunities of a fruitful and prosperous life ahead of you. Emotional intelligence is important. Bad decisions in a moment affects the rest of your lives. Walk away. Say no. Stay away. Keep away. Live for a brighter tomorrow. We of course love to see the police officers out there doing their best. During our recent amnesty to turn in firearms, we saw maybe less than 10 firearms being turned in. But through the operations of our Royal Grenada Police Force, we've seen over 50 guns being confiscated during their operations, and they must be commended for that. Of course, we appreciate increased presence, especially now as our carnival draws near and our entertainment events are in frequent occurrence. We would like to, of course, see our increased police patrols, searches, and that police presence that gives us confidence that everything is going to be okay and that someone is looking over our shoulders for us. But the police cannot do it all by themselves. They need each and every citizen to play their role. They need us to step up, make reports of suspicious activity, turn in information when it becomes available to us so they can act more effectively. Again, now is the time for our NGOs, our church leaders, our communities to step up and create avenues and opportunities for our young persons to engage their energies in different, more productive avenues. Learning emotional intelligence, learning self-control, learning discipline. As parents, we also have to take responsibility for the action of our kids, where we allow them to go, what we allow them to be exposed to, how we speak to them, how we caution them, how we try to keep them within our arms and close by so that we can look over them and ensure that they are staying away from these activities as much as possible. But at the end of the day, as individuals, we also have a responsibility, young men, to take responsibility for our own actions. We have to learn to walk away. We have to learn to say no. We have to learn to channel our emotions in a different direction that does not lead us to taking someone's life or becoming the victim of violent action. Let's make wise decisions today. For this carnival season, put down the guns, put down the weapons, walk away. And remember, job decisions do not always have to be bad decisions. Make good decisions, look out for each other, and let's have a clean, violence-free, successful carnival for 2025.
Yes, indeed, folks. So you've been hearing there from, and we're going to hear from some more of the caretakers a little later on in tonight's program. I find I ain't hearing myself proper, so I'm sure you all ain't hearing me proper either. Yes, indeed. So yes, folks, the phone lines are open, 1473. There, let me make sure and open the thing here properly here. 1473-440-7377. You can call us on the WhatsApp. Yes, indeed. So interesting today, huh? Very interesting today, Parliament sitting. The government did come to Parliament with the bills and amendments as they were proposing. They did lay as they had indicated yesterday, on the behest of the leader of His Majesty's opposition. Remember, this came about because the Honorable Emlyn Pear and the New National Party team put in a request of them that this be done. So we have a call online. Let's go to the phone line. Hello, good night. Hello, good night.
Hello, good night, Mr. Scott. How are you?
Hey, I'm fine. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. I was just listening to. I didn't really get the chance to listen to Parliament, but the news about, because when everybody, the opposition, was asking why the rush and what they didn't educate the people first about the bill and everything. I hear the Prime Minister saying tonight on the news that after Carnival, they will go around educating the people on the bill. You go in Parliament today, you pass the bill. You couldn't wait till after Carnival to pass the bill, educate the people about the bill and what is it and why you want to change it from the King to Grenada, and let the people know, have a better idea of it. You run and you pass the bill, and then you want to educate people on the bill. So what people will say no. People would not work because you already passed the bill.
All right. I'll explain.
Hello?
No, I'm listening to you. I was giving you opportunity to speak. I'll explain at the end. So if that's all, I'll explain now.
Yeah.
Simply this. What took place today was indeed a victory by the New National Party, and it showed that the government obviously had no idea what they were getting into in all instances with all the bills they were trying to rush through today. Now, when it came to the oath of allegiance, the leader of His Majesty's opposition has been saying it for a number of weeks now, that yes, the New National Party agrees with what has to be done, but has concerns with the process, because in the former administration, the New National Party took this to the people. Not only did you have a referendum, but you took it around to the people. Everybody had their say. I was on the committee. I remember going to Carriacou, and we had to go to St. Patrick's all over the country, that the committee went and met with people, and people had their say in relation to it, and then you had the referendum. And we're saying that this is not just a minor change. The mere fact, you listen to the government side today, you listen to the opposition benches today, and what you heard was one message. This is a very big thing. This is an important something. And therefore, from the opposition side, you heard former Prime Minister, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, and you heard him give a very detailed account of his views in relation to this, the process and everything. You heard from the leader of His Majesty's opposition, and you heard from the other members on the opposition team exactly what they think about that bill. Now, the bill was a bill that was contained before in the referendum. The people voted against it.
Yeah.
The people of Grenada voted against this thing before. They said, no, we don't want that. They voted no. Now, after that, you're bringing it now and you're saying, well, you're not taking it to the people again. You just, but if after a couple of years you think it's so important to bring it to the people, let them have their say in relation to it. And when they have their say in relation to it, they will also, because now the possibility is that, oh boy, and my camera is acting up on me tonight. The possibility is that we may very well end up with a referendum again. In relation to this particular issue, we may end up with a referendum. So, due to that, it's important to hear from the people. Do the people want a referendum on it? Now, what has happened is that the bill is not law. It has been passed. With the support of the opposition, it has been passed in the lower house, the House of Representatives. The bill will still have to go to the Senate and be passed in the Senate. And then the Governor General would have to sign it to make it law. So the other two parts to make it a law, an actual law in Grenada, or to make it an amendment, because it's an amendment, to make that amendment to the Constitution, that process is not complete. For that process to be complete, it has to go through the Senate, and not just laid in the Senate, it has to go through all stages in the Senate, and you have the final vote on it, and then it would have to go over to the Governor General for her to affix her signature to it. Then it becomes an amendment to the Constitution. As it is right now, it is not law.
Okay.
What they have said now, the agreement together with the opposition is that, okay, we'll support it, but contextually. In other words, we are supporting it, but we are supporting it only under the conditions that you are going to do A, B, and C. And I'll try to reach the opposition leader in a short while. I'll try to get to her for her to tell us a bit more directly what took place during those discussions and so. Yeah?
So even though they changed that, we still will have the Governor General.
That has nothing to do with the Governor General. Nothing that was done today. The only thing, anything that was done today has to do with the Governor General is that if it is passed into law, she has to sign it. That's the only thing this has to do with the Governor General. I see a lot of folks, and this is the thing, I am not one of the people that's going to sit down here and lie to people or misdirect them and so in relation to this. This does not change the Governor General of Grenada and these kind of things. That's a broader discussion, and maybe in the discussions that are going forward, that may be a discussion that we may have an executive president, that we may have a president in the form of what Trinidad and some other Guyana, I believe, other countries have. Yeah. That we may go that direction. This thing is getting annoying now with my screen. Yeah. So we may have to go that direction, but we have to make that decision.
Yes, the people.
Yeah.
So
remember, Dr. The Right Honorable Keith Mitchell had all 15 seats. He had all 15 seats. He had the full opportunity to make that decision. He could have gone into the parliament. He had 15 seats. He had more than the 2/3 required. And from one political organization that the vast majority of Grenadians overwhelmingly supported, he had it. He could have done it, but Dr. Mitchell is not a dictator. He decided the Grenadian people must have a say. And he gave it to the Grenadian people. Yes, you must bring it to the parliament. Even if you're going to a referendum, you bring it to the parliament, you get your 2/3 majority. That's just like one of the stages. And then you go to referendum. So now, the bill is at the stage that if the Grenadian people decide that they want to go to a referendum on it, we're going to a referendum on it. That is that particular bill. In relation to the other bills, I didn't follow the entire sitting, but if memory serves me correct, they were brought for the first reading, which means that you don't debate on it or anything, you just lay it in Parliament and it's there. And when people discuss and so, then you could bring it for the second and third reading and passage of the bill. So and then it would have to go to the Senate, go through a similar process, and then the Governor General signs it into law. But again, I have a feeling you will never hear about that age of consent bill again.
Yes. I think they should just show that out.
Well, remember, this is a party that 2 months ago told us that they're going to be having a weekly press conference. They came out with their weekly press conference. 3 of their members, parliamentarians, were there on the panel. They had their weekly press conference, and then it disappeared into thin air. So, my friend.
You see, I think it's what he disappears when Jenny go on that part that day. That's why he disappeared.
Yeah, I believe that has part to do with it, but I believe that within the NDC, there's a disconnect between side A, side B, and side C. There's a disconnect between various groupings within the current administration, because the Prime Minister can never say, if he's being honest, he can never say that he did not know what the opposition was saying when they came in the parliament today, that he had to basically say, well, look, no, if all you want a referendum, well, let's put it to the people and let the people decide. This was being said several weeks now, so it's either the people that are surrounding the Prime Minister telling him what they want him to believe, they are not giving him the proper information, or he's just being overly arrogant.
Yes, that's true. That's so true.
Yeah, so something is up, my dear.
Yeah, so you have a pleasant night.
Same to you. All right, great.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
right.
Yes, indeed, folks. Yeah. So, Dr. Mitchell gave, and in fact, I should find Dr. Mitchell's presentation and try and play it here tonight. And the presentation of each of the parliamentarians in the new National Party camp. And again, Dr. Mitchell said something in Parliament today, again, and I fully, let me repeat, fully 1,000,000% agree with him, because you all heard me saying it here several times. If you are voted into the Parliament of Grenada on the backs of a political party, that political party spend, whether it's hundreds or thousands, and with the way things going now, and the cost of things, you might never be, campaigns might go into millions upon millions of dollars, you don't know. So a political party spend their resources on you. Their voters, people who have traditionally supported this party from ever since it's created, give their votes to you. You cannot thief their votes and go elsewhere with it. You should resign and allow a by-election. In the Trinidad instance, you can't cross the floor, you know. Even if you get fired, you stay there as a backbencher. But anytime you decide you're leaving the political organization, you have to resign the seat as well. And it forces a by-election. We saw that happen before in the case of one Jack Warner. Yeah? They force it, and I mean, if you think talking about changing different things, I am fully for one of the things that you should change should be that nobody can cross no floor and say, well, I'm leaving the NNP and I'm going here, I'm leaving the NDC and I'm going here, and that kind of thing. Even if you're going independent, because you will be in the parliament, but you will not be there serving the interests of the people that voted for you. So it has no such thing in my mind as an independent. Resign the seat and force a by-election. That is my humble view in relation to it. Whether you're crossing to another party or you're going and sit independent, you have taken the votes of people who, from the time the new National Party has been created, have been voting for the new National Party. They put their blood, sweat, and tears into getting you elected. And you either respect that by remaining as a backbencher within the political organization for the period of time of the life of the parliament, or you resign the seat. Resign the seat. If you believe you're strong enough and you're big and you're bad, resign the seat, face a by-election, and we go see who is man and who is mouse. Or who is woman and who is wombat. Yeah? The phone lines are open, folks. 1473-440-7377, 1473-440-7377. That is the number for you to call and get onto the inside of tonight's program. Yeah? You know what? I have another message here I want to play. I want to play them messages and them in and between. I think it's important, especially with some of the things that we see going on now, it's important to play these messages.
I am Nolene Thompson, the new National Party caretaker for the constituency of St. David's. Over the weekend, multiple people were shot in a crowded public area. One of them died. Let's sit with that for a second. Someone's child, someone's sibling, someone's friend didn't make it home. This is not just crime. This is violence ripping through the heart of our communities. This is danger knocking on every single one of our doors. And I am here to say, enough is enough. We must condemn this violence loudly and without hesitation. But let's also face the deeper truth. Stopping this is not just the job of the police. It's the responsibility of all of us. To our police, you know the hot spots. You know the patterns. We need you present, visible, and proactive. We need you to patrol, to intervene, to show the law is alive and working. Do not let fear of criminals or the weight of criticism slow you down. We, the people, are ready to stand with you. We want to see you leading this fight. To our communities, we are not just spectators. We know when things are brewing. We know when young men are heading down the wrong path. We cannot stay silent anymore. We must report, we must intervene, we must look out for one another. And parents, step up in your homes. Churches, NGOs, leaders, rise up in your neighborhood. Mentor, guide, support, and help offer another way. This is not the time for pointing fingers. This is a time for joining hands. Because here's the truth we must all face. If we don't stand together now, we will all stand to lose. We save our country together, or we lose it together. We must act now. We must unite now for every one of us.
I wish to speak directly to our young men, those already entangled in crime, especially gun violence. Brothers, I know you face pressure. Most of us cannot fully imagine what you experience. Maybe carrying a weapon feels like the only way to protect yourselves, to earn respect, or simply to belong. But I ask you today, where does this path lead you? A gun in your hand may feel like protection, but every time you step outside, you are putting your own life and the lives of loved ones at risk. It tears families apart, it shatters futures, and it drags communities into despair. The temporary power of a weapon is never worth the permanent scars it leaves. I know you may fear walking away, fear that no one may ever understand, fear of retaliation, fear of the unknown itself. But we, your leaders, families, neighbors, teachers, your friends, we extend to you an open hand.
I have my backpack and I'm ready. Mountain me backpack and I'm ready. Grenadians, Carriacouians, and Petit Martinicans. As we step into the vibrant carnival season, I want to take a moment to speak especially to our young men and women. I know the excitement. I was once young too. I understand the thrill, the music, the freedom that comes with this time. But I also remember the risks that can come with it. So I encourage you to have your fun, but be responsible. Avoid mind-altering substances that could cloud your judgment and can lead to poor decisions, including unwanted or regrettable sexual situations. Keep your mind clear, your body safe, and your dignity intact. Enjoy without weapons. Avoid unnecessary arguments. And most importantly, learn to walk away. There's no shame in walking away. In fact, it's strength. Look out for each other. If something or someone makes you feel uneasy, trust your instinct and remove yourself. Let's make this carnival season a time of celebration, not tragedy. Stay safe, stay smart, and take care of one another.
Yes, indeed, folks, some messages here. I wonder, where the NDC messages like that, boy? I ain't find I seen them with any messages, so only the NNP are seen with messages like that. Yes, indeed, folks, 1473-440-7377. You can call us on the WhatsApp. Yes, you can give us a call on the WhatsApp at any time. I should be making contact with Leader of His Majesty's Opposition, hopefully in a while. I know she's out in the field as usual. A different part of Grenada tonight again. I don't know. I don't know how she's doing it. Parliament today and your other things to do, and still out tonight again, another area in Grenada. No one of them fellas, them trying to reduce on taking flight. They're afraid. 1473 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get onto the inside here. And before the throat start again, let me try to look at something here. See if I can find the leader of His Majesty's opposition here. Oh. I think, hello, good night.
Good night, Sheldon. Good night to your listeners.
How are you doing?
Very good, very good.
Somebody tell me you're in St. John. I don't know how truthful it is. Somebody tell me, look, Miss Pierre here in St. John. I don't know how truthful it is. Where are you tonight?
We're in St. John's. We're in St. John's.
The din story. Indeed. Good night, Mr. Alvin Dabrio. We hope you're having a wonderful night, and the entire team there with you, Honorable Emlyn Pierre. Yes, indeed. Interesting day today, though. Hello?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Interesting day today. Give us an update as to what took place in Parliament, because you had a caller a short while ago. But I think some folks are still sort of confused in relation to what happened. They think that, for instance, the oath of allegiance bill, they think that is now law. So give the folks a little insight as to what happened there, because I heard the presentations, excellent presentations by the new National Party team in Parliament today from all members. And I heard the presentations on the other side where they were going into historical this and that and all sorts of things as if the other side didn't agree with it, and trying to make it look as though you all don't agree with this thing or so. But give the listeners an insight.
So let me try to separate the bills into two groups. Mm-hmm. So, because of course, Sheldon, I'm sure we're going to get the opportunity to dissect the bills and to get into the details of the specific bills over the next couple of days. And of course, members of the team can have an opportunity to go into a bit more details on various aspects, etc. But if I'm to put them into two categories, there's one category that the bills are all related to children, right? And those are bills that relate to the Spotlight initiative. Now, I want to make this point, and it is the reason I'm putting them into two categories. Now, we had some serious concerns about the content of those bills, particularly one, and I made reference to that last night. And as I said, just to reiterate and to connect that to what happened yesterday, what happened today, we approached the government to say that we are very concerned, and under no circumstances would we support that particular bill that has to do with the lowering of the age of civil legal responsibility from 18 years to 16 years. And as you can see, the debate and the discussion on Facebook, social media, I'm sure you'll agree with me that majority of Grenadians would be very concerned. Stakeholders are very concerned about the content of this bill. So we did reach out yesterday morning, both to the leader of government business and to the Prime Minister. And they did promise to have discussions among themselves and to get back to us. And they did get back to us to say that they are not going to take the bills beyond the first reading. So that commitment was kept this morning, and those bills went only for first reading. We expect that the government now would use this opportunity to traverse the length and breadth of Grenada, educating, explaining the content of this bill so that people can advise as to their concerns and, of course, things within there that we just cannot allow in its current form and the way that it's stated. So we expect that there will be some serious amendment to those bills going forward. And as I said, we would definitely need a program in itself to go through in details the content of some of those bills and where people should be concerned. So I see, for example, some persons who have not even read the bill saying it's a great bill. Now, if you have children and you love your party, you are supposed to be able to put your party aside and to think about the implications of this bill for your own children. Now, if you don't have children, you should be mature enough, you should be caring enough to think of someone else's children and to think of it in context that I love my party, but let us do what is right for the children of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. So what happened today is that the bill was only first reading, and of course I suspect that Parliament would go on recess, so it means that when Parliament reconvene, those bills may be brought back. Hopefully by then there would be some measure of consultation, serious consultation with the religious community, parents, etc., civil society, and we may see something that we feel a bit more comfortable, hopefully, that we can now go into some serious debate on it. So this was to do with the children's bill. So there was no debate on the children's bill based on our request to the government, and the government kept its commitment, and there was no debate on those. And the reason being consultation. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because if the government consults a bit more, meaning before you bring these bills on the order paper, you just engage the opposition, you engage stakeholders, then we're going to avoid some of those situations from occurring. Because if we had consultation, then we wouldn't be in a situation where a bill is on the order paper and then you have to change the order paper to say only for first reading when you had it to go through all of the stages. But let me address one more thing concerning these bills for children. Now, sometime yesterday evening, I realized that some persons who are bent on defending their party regardless of what, and sometimes I feel that there are persons who, if we are drawn in, they would defend their party regardless. And we have to be careful with that mentality. If something is wrong, it's wrong regardless of which political party is in government. If it's wrong for NNP, it's wrong for NDC. If it's wrong for NDC, it's wrong for NNP. And so I couldn't believe the defense that I heard yesterday. And the defense was, this is a bill that was drafted by NNP in 2021, and we are just going forward with the bill. No. I just can't understand how anybody in their right thinking mind would offer that as a defense rather than saying, people have concerns. Let us look into the concerns. Let's listen to them. Why would you want to defend in such a weak way something that people are so concerned about? So let us just examine the defense. Let us examine the defense. Now, 2021. Let us just imagine, and let me just make the point that the consultation that was referenced was not any consultation on the bill that was on the order paper. Let's get that straight. So there was no consultation that says we are going to reduce the age from 18 to 16. This is the content of the bill. Let us discuss it before we go to Parliament. Right? You ask any senior church leader in this country, any church leader, you ask civil society, and we checked with these organizations, And these organizations are not aware of any consultation where this bill was presented for discussion, right? And so you have to ask yourself, why would anyone want to, insult people's intelligence in this way? So let us just for argument's sake, say that there was a draft of a bill somewhere in somebody's office in 2021. Well, guess what? Let us say an officer, a junior officer, prepares a draft of a bill. What is the process to get to Parliament? It first has to come to Cabinet. That's where the ministers of government, the policy makers, would review the bill and say, yes, we are going with this to Parliament, or no, we are not going with this to Parliament, or yes, we're going to go with this, but change 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, 2021, this did not come to the Cabinet of Grenada. So that's the first thing. Now, even after Cabinet approves, it goes back to the Ministry of Legal Affairs, and they do all of their work there before getting it to the Parliament and before it can get to an order paper. So let's look at the second point. Now, can you think a little further and ask yourself before you defend, well, even if worst case scenario, argument's sake, there was a draft of a bill in 2021, well, there must be a reason why the Cabinet never approved it. There must be a reason why the Cabinet never took a decision to take it to Parliament. And then let's take the third part of this defense. Now, let us just, worst case scenario, say that NNP had, as was said, a draft of the bill. Well, it means 2021 to 2025. This is 4 years. Now, is it that this administration is operating a legislative agenda on anything that NNP would have decided upon? Is that what we're saying? So you decide, NNP decided not to go to Parliament with a bill like this. It was never brought to Cabinet, it was never taken to Parliament. But you decide after 4 years, based on when you said there was a draft, you decide to take it to Parliament, put it on the order paper, and you decided in one sitting with no consultation that you're going to pass it. So how you could blame NNP? How even reference NNP in this kind of recklessness, right? And so for me, I mean, there definitely cannot be any justification for this level of argument. The bottom line is, and I'm going to wrap up on those 3 bills, the bottom line is the ministers of government, the Cabinet of Grenada, never approved this bill in 2021. It never went to Parliament. And as an administration, we cannot be defending everything that people criticize or complain about. 2 things. NNP was there for 23 years. I mean, anytime this administration has a response from the people of dissatisfaction on almost anything, the response is just an automatic one. NNP was there for 23 years. And if it's not that, the next answer is NNP that did it. Now, after 3 years in office, there must be a point at which you start taking responsibility, and there must be a point at which you start to account. An age of responsibility. You must begin to take responsibility for your own action. When would you stop blaming NNP for everything that you do that people are not satisfied with? So thankfully, as I said, the decision was that those bills would only be read a first time, and we expect that the government would have intensive consultation, extensive consultation around the length and breadth of this country, discussing this and putting people's fear to rest on those bills.
The
second,
do you foresee the government asking members of the opposition to accompany them in that process, or are they asking the opposition to do their own thing?
No, well, those bills that relate to children, right? That would be, I would say, the government's responsibility, right? Whatever you want to introduce, right? That you believe is in the best interests of children and whoever else, you have to defend that, right? We won't be the best persons to go along with these bills because we are totally against some of what is presented there. So if you're going around to explain something, we would have to say, that we have serious problems, like most people in the society. So the government has to explain to us what is in there. We can't explain that to people. The government would have to explain to us and to the people of this country the content of those bills.
Okay.
Right?
The second question, just before you move to the other one. Now, I know there was a Senate sitting that is scheduled for tomorrow. Is that Senate sitting still on? Seeing the
As far as
status
I'm
of both
aware,
bills?
as far as I'm aware, it is still on. And that's okay, because you see, if it's first reading, then the Senate, I'm quite sure, would be taking it for first reading as well. So that's okay. That's quite okay.
But in relation to the oath of allegiance and what took place today, does
Right.
it really make sense going through the process in the Senate with the oath of allegiance bill tomorrow? Or should they basically hold on that until the consultations are done and then send it to the Senate? There's no urgency.
Well, based on our conclusion today, I don't see a problem with the bills going to the Senate tomorrow. If the Senate is going to end up with the same conclusion as we had today. So let me sort of explain this. So there are two bills that relates to Constitution, right? And the one that was probably of greatest concern, that had most of the debate today, was the one that had to do with changing the oath of allegiance from His Majesty the King to Grenada, right? And I want to remind the general public that this particular item, this particular change, was brought to the people through referendum. The last time it happened was 2016 under a new National Party administration. Now, the people of Grenada, Carriacou and Petit Martinique, they rejected. They voted no. People decided they did not want to support a change to the wording of the oath of allegiance, right? So the new National Party out of government 2022, and then 2024, this group of Grenadians led by Dr. Francis Alexis, they came, Citizens for Constitution Reform, right? CCR. They came to the opposition to say to the opposition that they want to propose a bill to the government to take to Parliament as it relates to this matter. At that time, we said to them, we have absolutely no objection. We have no problem with this. As a matter of fact, Dr. Mitchell then, as the political leader of the party, did sign off on a letter indicating so, right? Now, fast forward to 2025, they came back to us to say, we still stand on that bill. The bill is ready. Here is a copy of it. But we are going with a second bill. And I don't want to go into all the technical details of why there's a second bill. But we said to them, look, we remain constant on our position on this. we want to see a change in the wording of the oath of allegiance, changing from His Majesty the King to Grenada. We consistent on that. However, there are two factors that are influencing how we would like to see the process, right? Factor number one is that there are many people who still don't understand this, still confused about this, and have probably different opinions. They want to know more, right? And so we believe that the government and, well, the organization, if they chose to do jointly, should go around the country educating people, debating the issues, etc., giving people an opportunity to fully understand and to be convinced that they should change their position, which they had in 2016, to support this bill. And we said to them there and then that we are prepared to support this process of education. We are prepared to go in our constituencies and explain this, but we need more time to be able to do that. The second factor that influenced the modification of our position is that we said to the team that we observe that in the public domain, there are strong arguments to suggest that a referendum is needed. We even went as far as to say that we are convinced that a referendum is not needed. However, with those strong positions expressed, we want to feel comfortable. And here is the opportunity: debate the issues, debate the concerns, debate the different opinions, legal opinions, and then let the people decide. At that time, we were not speaking about referendum. We were speaking about giving enough time for people to be comfortable with the process and what we are about to do. Now, we were told that there's no time. This has to be done now because it has to coincide with Emancipation Day and it has to coincide with whatever other activities that are happening surrounding the government. And this is where we had a problem. This is where everything broke down. Because in our mind, you cannot say that you don't have time for the concerns of the people. That was our position. And so we said to those who we communicated with, now, if you don't have time and you don't care what the people think, then unfortunately, we cannot support this not going to referendum. In other words, if you're in such a rush, you...
Hello? Oh boy, it seems as though...
That was when the decision apparently was taken. Regardless of what the opposition thinks and feels, regardless of what people...
We missed a short piece of what you said. The phone went off for a second.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think what I said is that it appears that the decision was taken regardless of the opposition opinion, regardless of the people's opinion. We are going to bring this to Parliament, take it through all of its stages, and we are going to change the Constitution. Mm-hmm. So this brings us to what happened today. So the opposition members, every one of us presented. Most of the government MPs presented on this. And I was pretty turned off from the very presentation of the bill, because I got the impression that we were getting into a political conversation as opposed to a debate that would promote nationalism, promote patriotism, promote unity. I felt from the very presentation of the bill that this is just something to divide us. Because when you start talking about who first introduced the bill and no leader in the past made any effort to do this, it's like, let's crown a hero. Finally, somebody is doing it, right? And then we were talking about making it symbolic and doing it on a particular day, and who Africans are coming and they're going to be here and we're going to be able to make announcements. That honestly, that's just my personal feeling now. I was seriously turned off, right? Because this is too important. It's too big to create a kind of political atmosphere, a divisive atmosphere in presenting it. And so for us, we maintain our position that we have no problem with the amendments, but we cannot support not taking this to the people to hear their opinion. There's no urgency. There's no need to rush this through and shove it down people's throats, etc. I remember one member on the government side even making the reference, we have the power to do this. Let's just do it because we have the power to do it. And our view remained consistent that even if we have the power, because many people have a concern, let us go back to the people on this. So this was the general trend of the debate on the government side, that we are not going to referendum because we have the power. And the Prime Minister, when he came towards the end of the debate, he presented what I call a compromise. And so the compromise, and I can understand why good sense might have prevailed at that point. The compromise was, let us pass the bill and then let us go to consultation. I mean, it's unfortunate, the cart before the horse kind of approach, but I mean, we accepted and appreciated the fact that he understood that what we were calling for as it relates to engagement and consultation of the people. And so the one thing we were not satisfied with was that he stopped at consultation. So you can pass the bill, go to consultation, engage the people, and well, no, let me back up to say that he did say, in fairness to him, he did say that when you go to consultation, he is prepared to support the will of the people. And that statement was totally different to what every other government minister would have said, in my opinion. So his view was, he's agreeing with the opposition in that regard, that we go to consultation. If the people want a referendum, let's give them a referendum. So at that point, we took a break, which was pretty long. Government and opposition engaged. And what happened to me is a good reflection of what should happen in Parliament. That there are things you can discuss and agree upon. There are things you can discuss and find common ground. You can compromise here and there on various things that are in the interest of the people. So I remember making the point that I believe this is a perfect opportunity to really seriously speak about the issue of uniting this country. So many persons spoke about democracy. Well, let the people's voices be heard. Let us be democratic in the process. Let people decide. And let us use the opportunity. This is what we propose. Use the opportunity to promote unity around this matter by both government and opposition going out there and consulting with the people together. Whatever the people would want, we proceed with that. So the break took place, and government and opposition met and discussed the proposal and what was on the table as it relates to a way to conclude this. And just to say that after quite a bit of back and forth, the government eventually agreed to go with the position of the opposition, and we agreed that together we are going to do the joint consultation, educating people, making sure people have all the information that they need surrounding that, and people are comfortable that they understand what is about to happen as it relates to this change. We also agreed, and this was their proposal, that first part was their proposal, let us pass the bill, do the consultation, come back if we have to come back to make whatever amendments, but the one part that we insisted must be part of that decision was that if the people want a referendum, we should give them a referendum. And so the agreement was, if the speaker is going to announce this officially and is going to form part of the records, we are okay with this. And the speaker would have presented exactly what we agreed upon. And this is where we are. I expect that the government would maintain its position as it proceeds tomorrow to have the Senate debates. Its members, government members, would maintain the same position on this. And we have absolutely no problem in jointly engaging the general public, because for us, this is too important to not have the public involved. Then the question is, why are we really doing it? Just because we have the power to do it? Just because we like it and we want to do it? Or is it more about the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique? So this is where we are on that bill. But as I said, I would love to see, Sheldon, that we take some time to delve deeply into the bills that pertains to children, and that you can use your platform to educate the general public, to bring awareness, because many people are commenting, they have not even read a line in the bill, right? So I think in the coming days, some kind of time should be allotted to ensure that there's education on these and people are aware of what the real issues are. And of course, your platform, obviously, I'm quite sure, would be a good one in future, that when these bills come up, that there's awareness, and I'm happy to see the conversation that people want to know. Right? Because the business in Parliament is not the members of Parliament business. It is the business of the nation. And so people have to know, what is it we are going there to? You can't just bring bills from the Attorney General's office and we just pass them and, maybe somebody might hear about them. We need to properly educate people. And of course, I'm quite sure you would be happy to use your platform as one of the medium of ensuring that people are aware of what is being debated in Parliament and what the bills are really saying, even before they are taken to Parliament.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. We will be doing that. I have got the documentation as regards the Spotlight Initiative. I do have that. I do have copies of the bills. Well, some are bills and some are amendments to bills. So I have the original act and the amendment that's being proposed. So you can show folks the original act and the amendment. And as you have proposed, we will be going in depth into those, not as early as tomorrow night, because I want to make sure when I'm saying things that what I'm saying is correct. So as I go deeper into it, we will be having that early next week. And again, I remind folks that you are on Monday. You are on with us on Monday for the new segment to Talking Points, where we will be having the honorable leader, political leader of the new National Party, will be on with us on a Monday. So look out for that one. So we'll be chatting there as well. So, Honorable Pay, I don't want to take you away too long because I know the guys, the domino game may be gone far back.
Yeah, this was a really good engagement. We out in St. John's and, had a good opportunity to engage with the people in one of the communities here. And of course, quite a number of young people. So, we would knock a game or two before we leave. And we're just about to wrap up. But of course, the challenges of people in St. John's is no different to the challenges of people in any part of Grenada. The rising cost of living is a major issue of concern. The health sector and what's happening there is a major concern. The issues are the same everywhere. People are complaining. We're close to a shop, and that shop is not saying anything different to any other shop around Grenada. That sales are down. People don't have spending power. It's just a situation that we sometimes tend to trivialize in some quarters, but who feels it knows it, I mean, it's real. It's real, But to understand how real it is, people got to come down on the ground because you could stay up in your tower and say everything is nice, it's great, things are going good, and the country is good, and the IMF say, we're doing well. Well, I always say, and our former leader has always said it, the IMF can say anything, the World Bank can say anything, but what is most important is the voice of the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique. If IMF say it's great and the people say it's terrible, then you better listen to what the people have to say as it relates to what they're experiencing, because they feel it and they know it.
Yes, indeed. Honorable political leader, we thank you so very much for taking time out of your extremely busy schedule to be here with us tonight. And the folks are looking forward to meeting you on Saturday out there in Belmont Estate at the meet and greet. So they're looking forward to meeting you on Saturday at that meet and greet out there in Belmont. And of course, at the after work line, the Carnival edition next week Thursday as well. So folks who hearing you, they're getting to meet you at those two activities.
Sheldon, thank you for the opportunity. And I just want to say to all of our listeners out there, the New National Party continue to do what it has to do in terms of preparing itself for the next general elections and for rescuing this country. We want to thank all of our supporters and those who might not be supporters, but people who care about Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique. We want to just express appreciation for your support and your loyalty for those who are loyal members of this party. I always say there are people, if you're up, they're with you. You're down, they're with you. And to all of you, those who are tuned in tonight, I just want to salute you for your commitment and your loyalty and your support to the New National Party. By extension, your support for Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique.
Indeed. Thank you so very much. You do enjoy the rest of your night tonight.
Have a good night, everybody. Bye-bye.
Right. Yes, indeed, folks. We were speaking there with political leader of the New National Party, the Honorable Emlyn Pierre, giving us a bit of insight into what took place today at the Parliament sitting and prior to the Parliament sitting and so on. And basically what happened there is that the suggestions that the New National Party were making in relation to consultation with the, as the Honorable Leader put it, the children's bills, that was taken on board by the government. They decided to do the first reading, but to do the consultations now in relation to it, and they're doing that on their own. Yeah, I asked that question specifically because not that NNP and them going out and do consultation. The government putting it forward, they have to go out and give people information on that. Explain to parents why it is you're attempting to do what you're attempting to do. What is the evil you're attempting to extinguish? What is the problem you're looking to solve? They need to go out and explain that to people. And in the context of the second set of bills, the Oath of Allegiance and that set of bills, in relation to, well, it's not set, but two. Those two, the agreement, again, the same thing that the New National Party had been saying, the agreement is now that, hey, you need to speak to the people in relation to this, and we'll support it, but conditionally on that you will speak to the Grenadian people in relation to it and let them know what it is that you're attempting to do, why it is you're attempting to do, together with the opposition in that instance, to let everybody know what it is that you're doing. Yeah, and I have I guess somebody that willing to discuss the Oath of Allegiance bill on the program. Yes, man, for sure I calling you. You know definitely, man, I giving you a whole 2 hours. If you need 2 hours, I extending the program by an hour just to give you the opportunity, man. My good buddy, I have to talk to you on another issue as well. We have to remember to call you tomorrow. And we have a caller online. Oops, 1 minute caller, 1 minute. Yes, we have a caller online. Hello, good night.
Good night, Mr. Sheldon Scott.
Camille Teresa Scott.
And good night to the Grenadian people, home and abroad. Mr. Emlyn Pierre, good night to you, ma'am. I heard you loud and clear. And I heard you say you are thanking the people, like loyal people, NNPI, like me and Sheldon, because we always there. So I'm glad you say anything. Sheldon?
Yes, ma'am.
Sheldon Scott.
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. drop some pampers this afternoon for me to give you.
Yeah.
And $20.
Good.
Yeah. And he have some people that just come and say Sheldon send them, and I know they just get from other members of here. When they come, I won't give them. I will give people who don't have. I'm telling you straight.
Kami, in this instance,
Yes.
considering the situation, you know the situation I'm talking about. I am
Yes,
going
sir.
to let you deal with the distribution because you know. In fact, even yesterday I
that
sent.
person always want. They always want, and they getting. The other people dropping it by me, and they getting it, but they still come and say Sheldon. And so if they listen to that, I won't give them. I will give people that in need.
But Kami, they should know. Anybody drop anything there, you call me within 5 minutes. I know.
You.
And anybody that come there and say Sheldon send, you go call me, you go find out from me.
That's right.
Sometimes you have them on the, you with them there, you have me on the phone. So don't try that.
That's right.
Don't try that.
Thank you. I want to say good night to a little guy he listens to your program every night. Every night, a little Indian guy. He lives in Montrose.
All right.
My still grandson. Good night. He listens all the time. The grandmother tell me.
Good night.
Yes, and a little girl again in Guam. So that's to tell you, children 7 and 8 years listen to this program. So we have to be very careful what we say and do.
I haven't called them out for a while because they look at children. I haven't called them out for a good look a while.
Well, this thing about this bill with 16-year-old. I mean, some of these big men and them inside, they're not children. You have a little girl child like 16 years, you want to see her groom and get a nice little job. Are you talking about what's wrong with these crazy people?
And that's the thing, they need to speak to us. They need to speak to us because we are the parents.
I don't understand. I have my little granddaughter and I'm watching her and every day I'm speaking to her. Be very careful. I don't want you to go and have sex now. You have some bad old men out there that will take advantage on these young children. What's wrong with them? Look at what's going on in America.
And Kami, even if they do go and they have sex and something happened to them, you as the parent want to know. You don't want to know that your child go and do something, and next thing they go and they do something or they start to take some medication, they get ill. It's still back on you, the parent, and you don't even know. You don't even know.
They want to abort it and go to the mother, and they dead. Who is responsible for that? And this is mad people. We Grenadians go and vote and put it to rule this country.
But
people see in trouble.
Also remember, these are the same people that in our parliament over the last few months have repeated several times that healthcare cannot continue to be free. That
you have to get money.
So where the 16-year-old and them getting the money from? Where the 12-year-old and them
I
getting
don't understand.
The money from?
Well, they wanted to go and prosecute themselves. Well, listen something. The amount of young people that graduate for this month, where they getting work to put these young people? The stadium full today. Graduation. And I'm glad that they finish their schooling and they graduate. But where they going from here today? Where they going?
And there are no programs.
They go help them go to university. They can't go in America now. You know, Trump said he don't want nobody coming up here. You can't go in America to say, well, you have a relative, they go send for you to go and further your studies. You have to create things for these young people. So now some of them going up on the block, some of them are going to prosecution, some, again, go out to end up going and work in the Indian store, or whatever. You have to create things for these young people. The stadium full today. I don't hear they talking about no thing to help the children, to give them some scholarship. Nothing. Nothing.
And remember,
but that is a mistake the Grenadian people make, oh God.
Kami, also remember, they raised the age to 18, so all children under that age must be in school. So you're speaking about even those that graduated from TAMCC today, if they're not yet 18, they have to go back to school until they're 18, legally.
Yeah.
And those that graduated from the secondary school system, they either go to NULO or TAMCC or something, but they have to go to school up until they're 18 years old.
I even asking the people on the bus if they give them like a snack, because they are among the kids I see with the bus hold up and the park with because traffic. I don't know what's wrong with Dick Mitchell as the Prime Minister of Grenada. I don't know. I believe, no disrespect, I believe that this man's parents abuse him when he's small.
Oh God, no.
When I say abuse, when I say abuse, they do a lot of wrong things.
Okay.
Hey, you don't like people?
I can't take the lawsuit.
You don't give you no lawsuit? They might beat him, they might you beat him.
The suit
they might be used to beat him.
The suit and them are half days, so when I going out to activities.
But I don't understand what's going on in Grenada. Claudette, sit down there as a woman. As a woman, you're talking about, well, I don't understand. Something is not right in this country. Something is not right in Grenada, Carriacou, Martinique, with these decisions these people sit down there making to put pressure on poor people. I seen too much of people suffering in the road, in the street, walking up and down with okra, cucumber, nobody no buying. Today I give away all the mangoes, so help me and to God. At a box of Ceylon.
Oh boy.
One person that buy $5. I give away all who pass. Ask them if they want a bag of mango. Because they want to throw it in the garbage. Because it is rough. It is rough for us out here. It's hard times. You have to burn your belly to survive. When I come home now, I leave me breadfruit tree with all my breadfruit on it. When I come home, 2 branch break.
Oh boy.
2 branch break. So apparently some people, whoever it is, come and pick a few, but they leave 4 on the ground for me.
Oh,
so I still get 4. Yeah. People hungry. Sheldon, people hungry. And that did it happen on NNP. NNP might have, they make mistakes, but like no carnival, thing nice.
Mm-hmm.
Thing with a nice. Everybody getting the fortnight work and the money to spend. People that buy drinks. If you think alive, come and see me little fridge. What I buy since last week is still there.
Oh boy, no.
It's still there.
That's bad.
It's still there. And it's not me alone. Everybody in the bus terminal going through a hard time. People passing and buy a little something, But everybody crying out. And it is very, very sad. And my advice to Grenadians, we have to continue praying for Grenada. Mm-hmm. Because these people, all of them inside of their parents maybe used to beat them. Their parents maybe used to send them to school without shoes. So they're taking it out on us. They used to maybe used to abuse all of them. So they're taking it out on poor people like me and others. The police don't have no sympathy for them poor people that they're selling a fat pork by the road. Already, the police telling the lady go. And people are supposed to support her. It is sad, Sheldon. I ain't telling you that because I support in NNP. I'm telling you what I've seen going on. Prostitution on the rise. Man going in supermarket and just picking all them people and walk out. A guy just grab a man purse with the money from Concord, a busman, A young guy just grab the man bag of money and run, The honest truth. Ask anybody in the terminal and the zone 6. Have a good night, Grenada.
All right,
and are you meet me and tell me anything, I'm cursing all of you bad.
All you go for all your cocoa by Cami. Go for all your cocoa by Cami and buy something else.
Be very careful how you coming tomorrow and attack me because my tongue no good. Be very careful. Yes, I have cocoa.
Have a good night, Cami.
Yeah, good night, Mr. Scott. And thank you for allowing me to speak my mind.
No, you have to speak your mind. All right, my dear.
Good night. Good night, sir. Good night to everybody. Mr. Watson, Patty, and Matthew, good night. Night to everybody. Love you all, guys.
I love you too. Folks, that is Cami. And if I'm not incorrect, Cami might have been the first caller to Talking Points, when I started doing Talking Points back in 2022. Cami may have been the very first caller to Talking Points, if I remember correctly. We have a caller online. Hello, good night.
Hi, good night, Sheldon.
Hey, good night. How are you?
I'm good. I forgot to mention one thing last night when I spoke about cervical cancer and the HPV.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot to mention that the men also can get cancer in the throat.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another thing too that we have to look into. From the HPV, the women will get cervical cancer more, so the male will get cancer in the throat from oral sex. Just wanted to add that. I forgot to mention it last
So
night.
men have to be careful.
They have to be careful also. While the
Can
woman gets cervical cancer, the men can get throat cancer from the HPV getting in the back of the throat.
so
So that's just
men in their 20s, their 30s, their 40s, and above, can they take the HPV vaccine, or it's too late for that already? Forget that.
you could take it from what I'm seeing, because from my on my job, from the recommendation they give us, you can also take it, but they more recommend that you take it early on before you start having sexual intercourse.
Mm-hmm.
But from my paper, you can take it.
Indeed.
You can take it, yes.
All
But
right.
yeah, just be mindful. Yeah, like I said, they can get throat cancer. So
Mm-hmm.
that's something a lot of people are not aware of the throat cancer, but you can get it
Okay.
once you get in contact with it. All right. Have a good night.
Thank you so very much, Nursey. All right.
Okay. Bye bye.
Indeed. Yes, indeed, folks. That's our Nursey giving us a little call. Good night, Mr. Handsome. Yeah, I just have to say that every night, you know. Yeah, good night, Mr. Handsome. Hope you're having a good night tonight. I wonder if I have enough time to play a little something here. I wanted to play. Let me just. I'll have to mute here for a short while, and let me just play a short video a friend of mine was able to get for me quickly. Let me just play that quickly here.
Still using Her Majesty's this, that leader, and Her Majesty's this. Time to go. But can we do it? Time to get off from that. How can we do it? Because Her Majesty what? Time for us to lose our bondage from the system.
Cutting ties with the British monarchy and becoming a republic is a goal Prime Minister Dr. Kit Mitchell has shown his full support behind. Following in the footsteps of Dominica, Trinidad and Tobago, and most recently Barbados, as English-speaking Caribbean countries that no longer hold Queen Elizabeth as the head of state, Dr. Mitchell believes it is the path to go. However, the Prime Minister cites issues within the referendum as a major stopgap.
But we are left with a constitution that says you must go to a referendum and you must get 66 and 2/3 percentage. Even when we get 15 seats, we don't get 66%. But in Britain, they can go to a referendum and 51%, the referendum passes. But we have to keep the system.
While admitting that he does not believe that such a referendum will occur under his stewardship, Dr. Mitchell notes that he will still place his full backing to whoever is in leadership.
I say,
I didn't realize what the person sent me is a GBN report here, and this GBN report is not giving. I didn't get a chance to view it before I played it. This GBN report is not giving a good indication of what Dr. Mitchell was really saying. Let me just say that clearly. That is not along the lines of which I heard him speaking. Yeah? That GBN report, in my view, is not giving a proper indication of what Dr. Mitchell was saying. Let me get Dr. Mitchell thing myself view here. Yeah, I want the GBN report. Thanks, but nah. Let me just get it here. Yeah, I'll have to just scroll down and get the part where he was speaking. Because I do not believe that is giving a good indication of what he was saying during the sitting today. And I want you all to have a clearer understanding of what he was saying. All right, let me see. Yeah.
West, take the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, what I've heard throughout this entire session today I do not know that there are much controversies related, while some statements were made about issues. Didn't appear to me to have so much fundamental differences that require some of the statements I've heard. For the member for St. George's Northwest, this is what we're doing here today. There's no news for me, because my own person and feelings over the years have been clearly demonstrated my views on this fundamental matter. I was going back to the number of elections that I was part of since '84. And in counting, I saw 9 elections from '84 to 2022. And each time, Mr. Speaker, that we had to open the Parliament and each member had to vow allegiance to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth, my throat used to hurt me. It used to hurt me. Queen, what I know about Queen, but that's the law. So what do? I pledge. I pledged. I didn't have no feelings, but I pledged because I had to stay in the Parliament. Maybe if I didn't pledge, they might tell me I can't be part of while the people in Northwest voted, and sometimes gave me as much as 91% of the votes. I still had to pledge allegiance, not to them, to the country, but to my mother, the Queen. So clearly, I don't know, could we have serious controversy, I think, as the opposition leader mentioned, with the process, maybe. We can look at this and we have statements to make on that matter. But the statement I'm going to make here is not pointed to members personnel on the opposition side. Because the truth is I don't know where they were and what their positions were individually in the 2014-2016 when Dr. Alexis and his team labored together with the government of the day. So I can't really throw any statements about their support or lack of it as individuals, but their party, which they have a responsibility to defend, took an unfortunate position, a very unfortunate position. And if anything else, I thought when I heard members on the other side praising members of the Constitutional Commission, the citizens, and the member who led it, I believe there should be an apology, not praise, apology for not accepting the fact that they labored and gave enormous energy. That's something they believed in. To them it wasn't politics. And to us, it was not politics. And I remember way back in 1968, 69, the member who was being praised for his initiative in this exercise today, he took a very open, controversial position when the present king, who was Prince Charles, visited Barbados, and he was president of the Guild of Undergraduates at the time, and he stood in front of the queen, of the king, the prince then, and gave a black power salute, which became very controversial at the time in Barbados. So that Errol Barrow, the prime minister, then threatened to expel him from Barbados. So his position in this, I know it is for him and for people like myself who supported him then as part of the student body. This is not about politics. It's about inner self, your own being, Mr. Speaker. So I'm not here throwing any pick on anybody on the other side. I can't say I know. For example, the Prime Minister, I don't know he was a member of the NDC at the time. I don't know that, so I can't really say to him that, but he's leader, so maybe he has to apologize for his party for the position they took. Then, but that's up to him. That's not something I'm requesting. But I want to reinforce that the opposition leader was correct in statements related to this whole bill. And yes, I think the member for St. Andrews, St. Patrick West made the point correctly. Yes, we have to come here to Parliament. You can't go in front of a referendum with any policy issue and not come to the Parliament. So I don't think the member with the opposition leader was saying that we should not be here. At what she was saying, we should go further. After passing it here, this should not be the last stage. I believe that's what she was trying to say. And therefore, the member for St. Patrick West is correct. Every bill that we decided on then came to the Parliament. The only objection I have to what he said we cherry pick. I don't think Dr. Alexis would be happy with this word because he was part of the entire process. What would be accepted at this time? What makes sense? So I would have loved to get everything passed. Knowing my position, I would love to have come here and passed every single thing. But it was accepted that we have to be realistic in going forward. So we give as much as we can take. In fact, it turned out that it was felt that we asked the people to too much at one time. And we know what happened. We know what happened then. So I just want to make this point. I don't need to speak at length on this because, as I said, my position in this is clear. So all I think I want to add is simply this. If we're serious about ourselves, we're serious about our children and grandchildren and their image, then we shouldn't just gloat about what we're doing here today. We should make a commitment going forward. So as the leader of the opposition said, yes, we passed this today, our allegiance to the king, but we still have the head of state. And since it appears that we are accepting that we may have to go to a referendum, so why not go to a referendum for everything? Why don't we go to a referendum for every single thing? That is what I believe that we should do. And I want to add, the head of state should be on, and the many other items which I'm sure the citizens for a constitutional reform would hope that we do, would like to see many of the other items. Imagine putting Carriacou and P.T. Martinique on the passport. Was objected to. And the people of Carriacou and P.T. Martinique, because of advice from the political organization they supported, voted against it, which is to me sad, because to me it's so basic. And I'm sure, as I said, I can't say the President Representative Carriacou was part of that because I don't know his position then. So, but the people of Carriacou and P.T. Martinique, on advice, and my own view is that had the party, the political organization called the National Democratic Congress, had they supported it, the people would have passed it. We would not have to be here this morning with this. But I'm not saying that we should not be here. I'm saying had we done this, we probably should not. We would not have been here with this. So I'm making a fundamental point as I conclude. I can't give praise for something that I was supporting a long time ago and was not supported at a political level. But I suggest something else. Over the history of the parliamentary system in our country that we have adopted, there's so many things that clearly, and I heard it said, and I want to make a point on this, that we should have, I think it was a member for St. Andrews Southwest, said it, something like why it is, maybe not you, why it is that when we are passing, when we are having the change to bring in the independent constitution, why didn't the leadership then, I don't know if it was you, somebody said it, maybe the leader of government business, yeah. Why didn't the leaders then, poor these people then, they grew up in a colonial period. Even the question of getting independence was a problem. So they were so glad to have the independence by itself. And you remember, people were brought up to London, and they would just give them a document. They would just give them a document. This had nothing to do with the people of Grenada. People of Grenada had no say. I was a young boy at the time. They did not have a say. So I'm not going to sit here and blame them because I know what they went through. They took a lot of courage to make some of the decisions that they took, and I think we should thank them for it and not attempt to say why they didn't do it. So I just want to make this point for what it's worth. But to conclude, Mr. Speaker, I have seen over the years, and I believe it's something that should come forward in a referendum, because I assume that based on what was said here today, that there's going to be some initiative to go with those issues. And it will pass. You know why they will pass? Because this opposition and this new national party will not play games with what is right for the people, especially in my case, we are at the twilight of my representation in this House. I don't want to go on record my own legacy to be opposing anything that someone later can say, why did he do this? No, I will be standing there with all of us making these changes. So I want to add one other change. I think it's fundamentally flawed that I go to the people in an election and say, vote for me. This is the best party, the best group, the best this. Give me the vote. An election is over, I take it and I go and I sell it to another organization. Where is the morality in this, Mr. Speaker? Where is the morality? You sell the votes of the people for 50 pieces of silver, and I must praise you for it. I say it's unconscionable. And this is not about one person, you know. This has happened over the years in this House, since the parliamentary system was in place. And standing in the same parliament and want to condemn the organization from whom that gave you birth in the House of Representatives. And standing there without going back to the people and say, I seek a new mandate because I no longer want to be associated with this political organization. As the father of this House, a designation which I hope the present Prime Minister took issue with some time ago, the self-appointed. Dr. Alexis is here. So I can say that he designated this title. I offer the advice to my younger colleagues and those who may be still here post the next election. I don't know how many of you may make it, but that's going to be the choice of the people of the country. I can't predict what it will. I have my own estimation of what will happen, and since I won't be part of that process, I can only speak that I have one person that most likely will not be here. So I offer this last advice, Mr. Speaker, as I close, that this issue of changing my votes that the people give me and posing as representative of a new organization is fundamentally flawed. Thank you, Mr.
Yes, indeed, folks. I told you, hear it from Dr. Mitchell himself, and I agree with him 1,000,000%. Yeah, you're taking my votes and going to keep it. You understand? Folks, now we're running out of time quickly, but we do have the Friday night program tomorrow night. We will be discussing several things tomorrow night on the Friday night program. So we look forward to hearing from you all and seeing you all on the program tomorrow night. And that's about it for the talking points tonight. It's been wonderful being here with you. And in everything you say and do it safe and secure. Want to be speaking to and with you, and definitely not about you. Now, I ended up going until, like, I go last night. Nah, not tonight. Let me play these words for you as I head on out in everything you say and do it safe and secure. I want to be speaking to and with you and not about you. Love each and every one of you. We are out.
929-445-4463. Or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com. We Noise TV, the leading streaming provider. Anytime, anywhere, any screen. Access to your favorite HD contents with prices as low as ever. Choose from monthly, quarterly, or yearly payments. This worldwide service is flexible for you to keep up with all your favorite programs, shows, movies, and local programming from home no matter where you travel to. Worldwide TV channels right at your fingertips wherever you are. Latest in live sports, binge watch all your favorite TV shows, movies on demand, videos on demand. You can pause, rewind, fast forward anytime. Never miss 1 minute in entertainment important to you. No contracts, no added prices for sports or premium packages. We certainly don't have to pull tricks like cable and satellite companies. Our product speaks for itself and beyond. We Noise TV. We have everything like Netflix, Disney, Amazon. Watch your favorite movies, TV shows, and series with our services. With our service, you will get rid of all other subscriptions. For more information, contact We Noise TV at 929-445-4463, or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com.
Fitness Revolution 11 2025, 16 days of fun, fitness, laughter, energy. I just want to encourage everybody to come down to both Tantin, Old Trafford playing field, and Monroe's Granans for our eventful fun, fitness, and giveaways. Fitness Revolution 11, one and all. See you there.
Are you ready to take your brand to the next level? Look no further than the Chameleon Design Studios, the creative powerhouse behind Key Central and dozens of standout brands across Grenada and beyond. From web designs, animations, and motion graphics to custom video productions, we bring your visions to life with unmatched efficiency and professionalism. Need a logo? Logo design starts at just $1,500. And our starter pack includes brochures, call cards, and letterheads. Whether you're launching a new business, revamping your identity, or telling your story visually, Chameleon Design Studios is the new face of designs. Call us now at 1473-422-8601 or scan that QR code. Follow us on Instagram at chameleon_473. Let's communicate. Call us today.
Hi, I'm Jelani Gleam. new National Party caretaker for the constituency of St. Patrick West. Over the weekend, Sunday to be exact, we are again greeted with disheartening
In my father's house, there are many mansions. If it wasn't so, I would have told you. Oh, yeah. Walking in the footsteps of the Lord. I wake up in the morning, and before I eat my bread, brother man, I get on my knees and I give the praise. The day was not so moving, but before I go to bed, brother man, I get on my knees and I give the praise. 'Cause things